Good evening and welcome. My name is Lieutenant Stephen Ward, and I have the honor of being your Master of Ceremonies for tonight's graduation event. Would everyone please stand for the presentation of the colors from the Frederick County Fire and Rescue Honor Guard and remain standing for the national anthem. Sierra Howe, a recent 2025 graduate of Lincoln High School, will lead the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright
Please be seated. Before we begin, some real quick housekeeping. In case of an emergency, there's a few emergency exits. The exits that you guys came in, there's an exit over here, and you can also exit behind the stage if need be. It's my pleasure to introduce the chaplain for the Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Honor Guard, Battalion Chief Doug Wallach, who will lead our invocation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let us begin by remembering the sacrifice of those that have gone before us. May we remember the love our God has for us in sending us a Savior and his ultimate sacrifice for us on the cross. Let us pray. Lord, we pray for your protecting grace upon our firefighters today. Grant them courage in chaotic emergency situations. Shield them from injury when they enter harm's way. Speed them safely on their calls and bless their family lives with peace and prosperity. May you watch over them as they begin their careers with Frederick County Fire and Rescue. Guide and protect them and those they serve. Bless this graduation ceremony, Lord. May we all celebrate the success of each of these new members of our department. May they grow and prosper as their careers continue. and they become an important member of their respective shifts. Grant their families patience, comfort, and support while they are at work. May you continually give them grace, strength, and the knowledge needed to care for others. Thank you, Lord, for protecting us and providing direction to us. Bless you all in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Please allow me to introduce our guests as well as thank them for their attendance and various levels of support of our organization. With us on stage, we have the Chief Administrative Officer, Mr. John Patton, Frederick County Government. Peterson, John Peterson, my apologies. Frederick County Council President, Brad Young. Chief Thomas Coe, Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services. Deputy Chief Kenneth Poole, Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services. Deputy Chief Steve Leatherman, Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services. Deputy Chief Michael Darwick, Chief of the Volunteer Fire and Rescue Services. Assistant Chief Troy Grossnickel, Frederick County Division Fire and Rescue Services. Battalion Chief Frank Malta, Battalion Chief of Training, Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services. FCVFRA President Jeffrey Schrei. Ms. Margaret Novacek, First Vice President of the Career Firefighters Association of Frederick County, IAF Local 3666. The Honorable Sandra Dalton, Clerk of the Circuit Court of Frederick County. Battalion Chief Doug Wallach, Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services Honor Guard Chaplain. And Mr. Frank Lieb, Managing Director of the First Responder Center for Excellence. An additional thanks goes out to the Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services Honor Guard, Montgomery County Firefighters Pipes and Drums, the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Media Team, as well as many other agencies. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to introduce the Frederick County Chief Administrative Officer, Mr. John Peterson.
Good evening. My name is John Peterson, and I am the Chief Administrative Officer for Frederick County Government. And tonight I bring you congratulations and welcome from County Executive Fitzwater. So congratulations, recruit classes 38 and 39. I'm excited to welcome the graduates of class 38 and 39 to the Frederick County family, because today you officially become Frederick County Firefighter EMTs. One of the favorite parts of my job is welcoming new employees to Frederick County government, but it's especially gratifying when you have a group of employees who have put in so much time, dedication, and hard work to get here. Today's graduation has been a very long time in the making. It's been almost a year since you first applied for this position. You've been through written testing, the personal interview process, background checks, CPAT, physicals, and 6 months of academy training with over 1,000 hours of classroom and physical fitness training. And today, your persistence and determination have paid off. When you first reported for duty back in January, most of you didn't know what to expect. You didn't know the people that you'd be training with for the next 6 months. You came from a wide range of backgrounds and experiences. You were airmen, farmers, teachers, technicians, students, and food service workers. Some of you have prior firefighting or EMT experience, but most of you did not. And then you spent the next 28 weeks creating that bond that you will for always remember as Class 38 or Class 39. You worked hard, and your training has been intense. Tonight, you will take an oath of office that you'll carry out your duties faithfully and to the best of your abilities. You're affirming that you will use your training and your skills to provide fire protection and emergency medical service to the residents of Frederick County. Tomorrow, you'll take up your new assignments. Every one of you will be providing a critical service. You'll be called upon to save lives, protect property, and to meet people on their worst days. You'll be taking care of the residents of Frederick County. You'll make a difference in the lives of the people that you come in contact with. And the people that you help will never forget how you treated them. They will never forget how you made them feel when they were in crisis. They will value your professionalism, your care, and the service that you provide to them. Remember this awesome responsibility as you recite your oath of office tonight. Classes 38 and 39, you're part of a team that will work together in intense fire and rescue situations and a whole host of emergencies. As part of that team, you'll come together to support each other and become part of a special fire department family. You'll spend a lot of time together. You'll live together, you'll eat together, you will depend on one another, and you will learn from one another. Now, the career that you've chosen is a physically and mentally demanding career. So it's important that you also take care of one another. Lean on one another for help or support. If you need to ask assistance, do so. That's what your team is there for. If you have questions, ask. If you're overwhelmed at times, your shift mates, your supervisor, your fire family, and your county family are all there to help you. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to be a firefighter EMT, for serving the residents of Frederick County, and for choosing a career to help other people. It's also important at this time to take a moment to thank the families and friends supporting you over the past months and for their continued support in the future. A big thank you from the county to the parents, the spouses, the partners, and the friends who made it possible for these recruits to make it through the academy. I also want to thank the instructors and class coordinators, especially Class Coordinator Captain Daniel Winters and class commanders Lieutenants Cameron Pressman and Vernon Love. Thanks also to Chief Coe for all the work that you and your command staff do to ensure the safety of these dedicated men and women who put their lives on the line every day in service to the community. I'm proud of you all. I'm proud to support you, and I'm grateful that you've chosen to come to work for Frederick County. Congratulations, recruit classes 38 and 39.
And now, I would like to introduce Chief Tom Coe to the podium to say a few words and to introduce our keynote speaker for tonight's ceremony.
Good evening. It's my privilege to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, Chief Frank Lieb. Chief Lieb is the Managing Director of the First Responder Center of Excellence. He's previously served as the Deputy Assistant Chief in the Fire Department of New York, retiring in 2024 with more than 31 years of service. During his tenure with the FDNY, he held several senior staff positions, including Chief of the Fire Academy, Chief of Training, and Chief of Safety. Frank is also a member of the East Farmingdale Fire Department in Long Island since 1983. Chief Lieb's career has been defined by his unwavering commitment to fostering growth through training and development, a central tenet of his leadership philosophy. He has lectured nationally and internationally on motivation, preparedness, leadership, strategy, and tactics. He holds a bachelor's degree in Fire Service Administration from SUNY Empire State and a master's degree in Security Studies from the Naval Postgraduate School Center for Homeland Defense and Security. Chief Lieb's authored the best-selling book, Cornerstones of Leadership, On and Off the Fire Ground, and is the co-author of 30 Fires You Must Know. I'm so glad to have him here with us tonight, and he shares a special connection with Recruit Class 38 and 39 as he spent some time with them during the most recent Memorial Weekend at the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation Memorial Service in Emmitsburg. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Frank Lieb.
Good evening. Thank you, Chief Coe. So let's try that again. You probies, good evening. Good evening, sir. It's more like it. Get some drill instructors on you guys. They're like, we got to hear from Lieb again. We heard from him at Memorial Weekend. All kidding aside, congratulations to the graduates, your families, your friends, the instructors, chief officers, and all the firefighters who have gathered here today to witness this milestone. I want to say thank you. For the families, you're the backbone of the firefighters and part of our family, an important part of this journey. To the instructors, having spent 4 years as the chief of the New York City Fire Academy and the chief of training, where we would traditionally graduate close to 300 in a recruit class, I know what it takes to get the firefighters to this day. And I know how proud, especially from spending some time with some of the instructors earlier today. Congratulations to you as well. Let's hear it for the instructors and the families. And to the newest members of the fire service, congratulations. You've done it. You've passed the tests, you've run the drills, you've worn through your boots and earned the right to stand here today. You will now step into the firehouse of one of the most meaningful professions in the world. And if you haven't felt it yet, you will soon. The job becomes part of you. It will shape who you are in ways that no other job can. So those that have heard me speak before know that I have a habit of going off script, and I spent some time at Northgate Station 29 earlier today and added some points, so I'm going to go off script a little bit. When I do this in a normal presentation, I say these are things that piss me off. And I'm not wearing any uniform tonight, so I can talk about some of those things. Because the bottom line is I love going to fires. I could live to be 100 years old and never go to enough fires to satisfy my appetite to go to fires. I hope that fire burns within each of you for every call you go on, whether it's a fire, whether it's an auto accident, or whether it's just to help a civilian who fell and can't get up. Because that is their working fire. That is their game day. Never forget that. Well, I retired in 2024, just over a year ago. It's funny. Did you know that every fire in New York City has gone out since I retired? I know. I feel the same way. But every fire has gone out in New York City. Because here's the bottom line. The New York City Fire Department doesn't need me, just like this organization doesn't necessarily need you or any of the members of it. But what it needs is people who care. People who care like you do, people who are dedicated as you are, to make sure that you build the bench of your fire department, of your organization, because that is how long-term sustainability and success is bred. Yesterday, the FDNY held a promotion ceremony. At one of the after parties, I went and joined two of the firefighters that had 10 and a half years in the fire department. Both of these firefighters were brand new when I was a battalion chief in Battalion 4-6 in Elmhurst, Queens. And as I think back, I'm like, 10 years, I'm like, these guys, they're still new firefighters to me. But their dedication, their ability to learn and to reflect and take all the knowledge that they can from the mentorship of those around them led them to where they were yesterday, celebrating their next step in their career. That will be each of you if you choose to apply yourself. But I also think about leadership, as I often do, and reflect on leadership and what that means. And each of you will now also step into a leadership position of some sort. It might be waiting until the next class graduates next year. It might be the informal leadership that you give to someone around the station. but understand that each of you will be in a leadership position. Think about that and think about soft skill leadership. Think about all of these different things that you should start to hone as you also hone the firefighting craft in this profession. Because even if you never promote formally, leadership matters at every single level. And that includes our senior firefighters, that includes our instructors, that includes all the different leadership positions that there are. Leadership is not only reserved for formal leadership. The patch you wear on your uniform, I brought my Class A uniform with me tonight, and I debated whether I was going to wear it or not. And the bottom line is, I don't own my patch. You don't own the patch on your shoulder. You're a steward. You're a steward of that patch for the organization to get it to the next generation. Be a good steward. We owe it to the previous generations that came before us. I mentioned that I visited Northgate Station 29 earlier. Had a cup of coffee with them, talked about the area, talked about that it's a new station, talked about the growth, the incredible growth that I see that's happening in your community. Grow along with the community and make sure that you're getting out there and seeing the building construction and the different type of buildings that are going up. Several times on my way, I wanted to stop and look at some of the new building construction that's going up. Make sure that you make that a part of what you do. They welcome me to the table because there's always room for one more at the table. Make sure that that becomes part of your belief system. And the final thing I want to talk about off script is that sometimes bad things happen to good people. And I say that because I think about an incident that happened in the FDNY. And there's been several instances similar around the country in the past 6 months, where well-intentioned, well-trained firefighters didn't have the outcome that they desired. But it must never be because of a lack of preparation, a lack of training, and a lack of dedication to our profession. To make sure that on every run, you give it your all, and you know that you are as best trained as you could be for the incident that you respond to. And that way, even when we have an outcome that may not be the most desirable for us, because the truth is, as hard as we try, no matter how much we train, no matter how much we prepare, bad things will happen to good people, and we won't be able to save everybody. But it must never be because of a lack of your training and preparation. At the end of the day, when you put your head on the pillow and it's you with your thoughts, make sure that your thoughts tell you that you did everything that you could to be prepared. Now, back to what I actually wrote. Now that you've made it to this moment, you'll soon start hearing lots of advice. Show up early, keep your mouth shut and your eyes open, always relieve your partner early. You'll hear about the coffee, the kitchens, cleaning the tools, and all of that has value. It's all part of the culture. It's all part of earning your place in the firehouse. But today, I want to offer you a different kind of list, one that I've been adjusting and speaking about for years. In fact, at the Fire Academy, when I had the opportunity during every class, I would print out a list of 25 things that they need to know and tell them to print it out and put it on their locker and live by these rules throughout your career. It's adjusted a little bit over the years. In fact, Firehouse Magazine published one version of it. Crackle Magazine published the most recent version of it not too long ago. So if you download the Crackle app, you can find that article on there, print it out, and put it on your locker. This is a list that doesn't focus on how to start strong, but how to stay strong. A list of things I wish someone had told me on my first day. Not just how to fit in during probie school, not how to build a career that matters, how to last, how to make a difference, not just in the firehouse, but in your family, in your department, and in yourself. So here it is, my advice for a new firefighter. Be ready to go to work, always. This isn't a 9-to-5 job. You don't get to flip a switch. Life depends on your readiness. That means showing up hydrated, rested, fueled, and focused. You can't control the call, but you can control how prepared you are to meet it. Learn something new and fire-related every day. That's a piece of advice that I did get on my very first time walking into my new firehouse in 1992 in the FDNY. This job is humbling. The more you learn, the more you realize what you don't know. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start falling behind. Respect comes from knowing your job. You can earn your place not with words, but with knowledge, skill, and effort. Know your job and do your job. The more you invest in yourself, the more others will invest in you. Be loyal. Always remember where you came from. Loyalty is a two-way street. Be loyal to your company, your mentors, your fellow firefighters, and never forget the people who helped you get here. Our greatest resource isn't the rig or the gear, it's our firefighters. And right next to them are our families. We must take care of both. Protect your team. Go home to your loved ones. Respect the people who made this possible. Maintain a healthy work-life balance. That's sometimes difficult. Just ask the folks on the stage how difficult maintaining that. But I say at least have a work-life awareness. And make sure that you don't let the love of the job consume you. Your family needs you too. Make time and protect that time. Be into the job. The more you give, the more you get from this career. Show up early for drills. Volunteer for extra assignments. Be hungry. This job rewards effort. Stay physically fit for your entire career. This is a physically demanding job. Cardiac events are one of the leading killers in our profession. Don't let your body become your liability. Make it your asset. Protect yourself from cancer. It's not just about turnout gear and SCBAs anymore. Cancer is real and it's deadly. Wash your gear, shower after fires, and don't bring the job home with you, literally. Leave your dirty gear at the firehouse and clean it. Look out for each other, especially when it comes to mental health. It's okay to ask for help. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. No one rides alone, not on a rig and not in life. Always care for your brothers and sisters. You will laugh together, cry together, and bleed together. That bond is sacred. Make sure you guard it. Remember why we're here. It's not about us, it's about them. The citizens that we are sworn to protect, the people who called 911 on the worst day of their lives. That's who we serve. You can learn something from everyone. Sometimes what not to do is just as valuable as what to do. Even the firefighter who drives you crazy can teach you something. Even the slug firefighter. And make sure you never become that slug. Never forget, it is so much more than a slogan. Never forget our history, our line of duty deaths, our retirees. The firefighters who built the department that you now represent. You are an ambassador of your department, on duty, off duty, on social media, and even in the supermarket. Wear the name on your back with pride and humility. Be worthy of your bunker coat. The name on the back represents more than you. It represents tradition, honor, trust. Earn it every day. Read line of duty death reports. Honor the fallen by learning from them. These reports are full of lessons, some of them paid for in blood. Never let their deaths be in vain. Listen to the stories of our retired members. They've been where you're going. Their stories are not just nostalgia, they're lessons wrapped in their memory. Invite them in for a cup of coffee. Listen to other firefighters. The people around you will shape your career. Be open, stay teachable, or I like to say, stay learnable. A good firefighter listens before they lead. Trust your crew. Firefighting is a team sport. And when it matters most, those people around you will do amazing things with you and for you. Surround yourself with good people in and out of the firehouse. Choose people who lift you up and challenge you to be better. Mentor the next generation. Before long, as I mentioned earlier, there will be firefighters looking to you for guidance. Pass it on. That's how we keep the culture strong and continue to build our culture and our legacies. Do the right thing, even when nobody is watching. But remember, someone's always watching, and they're likely also filming you. Be a student of your profession. Read trade journals. Watch fire videos. Stay curious. The fire ground is not the place to realize you don't know something. Follow organizations such as the First Responder Center for Excellence on social media, and people like Crackle and UL FSRI. The information that these organizations put out are valuable to staying current. Love the job, and it will love you back. Not every day, but over the long haul, if you invest in this job, it will pay you back in lessons, friendships, memories, and a purpose few people ever get to feel. I want to close with this. Today's not the finish line. It's the starting line. You're not done learning. You're not done growing. You're not done proving yourself. That part never ends. In fact, it's just beginning. But if you commit to this job, if you protect your crew, and you take care of yourself, you will not only survive this career, you will thrive in it. I will make sure that you get a copy of the list if you're unable to find it on the two sources that I said. Hang this list in your locker. Read it during the tough times. Share it with the new firefighters who walk through the door. Be proud of this day, but stay humble, because this job has a way of humbling all of us. Congratulations and welcome to the greatest job in the world. Now go earn it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Lead, for those wonderful remarks. I would now like to introduce Lieutenant Cameron Pressman, Recruit Class Commander for Recruit Class 38.
Chief Lieb, thank you. Sincerely from RC 38 and 39. You definitely let it hard to follow. Good evening, family and friends of RC 38 and 39. My name is Lieutenant Cameron Pressman, and I have the honor of being selected for the Recruit Class Commander for RC 38. It has been a career goal of mine to run a recruit school, and I still remember the day the email hit my inbox from Chief Malta requesting a meeting with me during the next shift, along with Captain Winters. I had a feeling that it might be what it was about, but standing here tonight, I can confidently say I had no idea what I was truly in for. I knew they were planning to run 2 recruit classes, so one of my first questions was, who will be my work partner for the next 8 months? They told me it was Lieutenant Love, a.k.a. Ozzy. I sat silent for a moment, and I thought to myself, oh, wow. What we'd all later learn is that both Chief and Cap were wondering how 2 very different people would work out together. If you asked our significant others today how it all worked out, they'd probably tell you that every job is a 2-person job, no matter what that job is. If you would ask the recruits, they would tell you that they knew something was wrong when Biggie and Smalls showed up at the same time. From day one, it just clicked. We were immediately on the same page as we prepared for January 13th. We laid out our vision for the next 28 weeks. What would unfold and what kind of firefighters we wanted to produce. Trained, motivated, physically fit, and mentally tough. But most important, we wanted them to love one another and build a brotherhood from the first day. I can confidently stand here tonight and say that every member of these two classes has succeeded the expectations and the standards we had set for them on day one. RC 38. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't just as nervous as you on that first day. It's a big responsibility taking 27 individuals and turning them into 19 professional firefighters. But I'd also be lying if I claimed I did it all on my own. Every single one of you rose to the occasion and met the standard we set here at Station 27. You came in early, you gave 100% effort 100% of the time. You stayed late to study and to help each other out. You also prepared for training the next day. You may have thought our standards were unattainable, and you were right. They were unattainable as 27 individuals, but they were absolutely attainable as one team, and that's something you all learned very quickly. I could never have predicted the hurdles we would overcome together for the past 6 months, from terminations to quitters, stitches, loss of loved ones, and family emergencies, to not knowing how to use a mop or an iron. But as I told you from the beginning, we would take it one hurdle at a time and always persevere. Watching each of you grow over these 28 weeks have been nothing short of amazing. As an experience I will cherish for the rest of my life. You are my kids now for the duration of your careers, and I'm proud of every single one of you. I want to thank the senior leadership, Chief Malta, Captain Winters, for trusting me with this opportunity to lead. Most importantly, I want to thank my family for dedicating their time, effort, and energy to making RC 38 a success. Without them, none of this would be possible. I'll leave you with this. Our motto is touch the line. At first glance, it may seem like a simple concept, and in many ways it is. If you can't touch the line when running, just like everyone else, then you can't be trusted when the game is on the line. But from this day forward, I challenge each of you to touch the line in every aspect of your life. Touch the line in your training, touch the line with your brothers and sisters, touch the line with your families and your marriages. If you do that, if you commit to touching the line every single day, you will, without even realizing it, become a better firefighter, a better husband or wife, a better father or mother, and if you're the best version of yourself, you'll make your shift and this county the best damn fire department around. I look forward to working with all of you in the future. Tonight, we celebrate your accomplishments in these special moments, but tomorrow, we get back to business as usual. You have proven you can meet the standard. Now go out there and be the standard. Serve with pride, lead with integrity, and always touch the line. Now it is my honor to introduce to you RC 38's valedictorian and platoon leader, probationary firefighter, Jeremy Bronner.
Good evening, family and friends of RC 38 and RC 39. I welcome you and thank you for coming to celebrate the accomplishments of these two recruit classes becoming Frederick County firefighters. 28 weeks ago, when we sat in our classroom for the first day, Chief Malta entered the room and said, "You can be a quitter or a Frederick County firefighter, but you can't be both." Those words meant everything over the course of this journey. The journey itself to become a Frederick County firefighter was in no way easy, but by every means necessary. I want to thank all of our instructors, especially Chief Malta, Captain Winters, and Lieutenant Pressman, or dear old dad, for shaping us into the men and women sitting here today. When the academy began, we were 27 strangers sitting in a classroom learning what it would take to become a Frederick County firefighter. Some of the keys to success given to us by our instructors were to function as a team, have attention to detail, love each other, and in my opinion, the most important key to this academy, give 100% effort 100% of the time. Through the first few weeks, we're a group of individuals fighting alone, not making much progress and continuing to mess up. But we soon figured out that needed to change. When the page turned, we started working as a team, became a family. Things got better. Through the toughest of PT sessions, we were able to push through with the encouragement for our brothers and sisters yelling to work harder. In the classroom, we were able to overcome the tough tests by helping one another understand the content through different study tactics. On the fire ground, we were able to extinguish the fire, save victims, save our own, and accomplish the mission when working together. It's safe to say, from getting showered and changed after PT to cleaning the hallways and bathrooms at the end of the day, teamwork was a necessity, and we got good at it. Some days proved to be harder than others, but each day came with a lesson to be learned, and they all made us better than we were week one. Whether we learned by carrying a brick, running up and down the tower until we couldn't count our steps, not being able to communicate at all, we learned, and we learned together. At the end of the day, these men and women became my family, and I couldn't be prouder to say that we made it. I say 100% effort was very much so the key to success during the past 28 weeks, because without effort, you don't get better, and that's what we were here to do. Our motivation turned when dear old Dad brought in a book titled Firelighters 365, written by Lou Carella. We read it from the book, a page titled, Touch the Line. Man, why is Coach always on us for not touching the line? It's simple. If you can't be disciplined enough to touch the line when you're running, just like everyone else, you can't be trusted when the game's on the line. The difference between winning and losing is that one unintentional inch. Touching the line is the ultimate metaphor for how well you do the little things. If you put your hands together at a 10-degree angle, it's not a big deal. But if you keep moving your hands up at a 10-degree angle, watch them slowly drift apart. It becomes a big gap. So don't get mad later at your players for not doing the little things right when you watch them miss the line the whole offseason. Things stack up over time, good and bad. Don't get mad at the storm that you created by watching the bad. What you choose to ignore will eventually become your reality. So the question for you is, what part of your life do you need to stop missing the line in? As a coach, parent, husband, teammate, or a leader, you need to touch the line. Because when it's all said and done, one day you'll realize it were the little things in life that were actually the big things. After reading this page, touch the line became our motto, because we all knew it was the little things that could make us the best of the best. And once we were able to master them, we could expand our knowledge and skills to be well prepared to serve the citizens of Frederick County. Touching the line in recruit school means giving 100% effort. Touching the fence at the top of the hill, sprinting the whole way through the line, studying hard for each and every test, and working hard in the training ground, from throwing ladders, forcing doors, pulling lines, cutting cars, and treating the patient correctly with an injury or illness. Not touching the line may seem like a little mishap, but as we learned, the little things can have a snowball effect and grow into larger problems. RC38 strive to touch the line every day, every hour, every class, every drill, and every rep. And here we are, 28 weeks down. We're graduating. We touched the line, but only the first line of our 25-year career. I challenge each of you to touch the line every single shift, from cleaning the toilets to treating the patient. Make sure you do the little things. Every single PT session, continue to be disciplined and push yourself through that theoretical line. Every training, from 30-second drills to rescuing victims, every test you take after a class, and continue to touch the line throughout your career. If we continue to touch the line, we will become masters of the little things, and we will learn an abundance about the job and continue to get it better every single day. What do we do, 38? Thank you.
At this time, we will have the badge pinning portion of the ceremony for Recruit Class 38. Recruit Class Training Coordinator, please prepare Recruit Class 38 for presentation. For those of you who will be pinning badges for RC38, please proceed to my right, your left of the auditorium, where Firefighter Joy will be standing. Family and friends are welcome to come up to the front to take pictures, but please hold your applause until after the members of Recruit Class 38 have been sworn in. Chief Coe, Deputy Chief Poole, Deputy Chief Leatherman, Deputy Chief Darwick, Assistant Chief Grossnickel, Battalion Chief Malta,
and IAFF Local 3666 Union First Vice President Margaret Novacek. Please move over here, and we'll be presenting the graduation certificates. Jeremy Brawner. Andrew Calkins. Luke Carey. Destiny Conley. Matthew Harris. Grantham Hinsvark. Xavier Holt. John Houston. Sean McNiff. Yusuf Noor. Ethan Reisner. Andrew Rutherford. Gavin Schishler. Michael Semmelsberger. Michael Sofolkenik. Quinn Talent. Matthew Tudela. Chase Wilhelm. John Woodward. That concludes the Recruit Class 38 graduates. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Next, I would like to introduce Lieutenant Vernon Love, Recruit Class Commander for Recruit Class 39.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, proud family members, friends, and most importantly, our graduating firefighter recruits. Today is a day of celebration, reflection, and immense pride. We gather here not only as witnesses to a significant achievement, but as members of a grateful community, one that recognizes the extraordinary journey these recruits have undertaken to join the ranks of the firefighting service. First, let me extend a heartfelt welcome to everyone present. Your support has been invaluable throughout the challenging process. The parents, siblings, spouses, children, and friends who encouraged, motivated, and stood by our recruits, thank you. Your unwavering belief in them has not gone unnoticed or unappreciated. To Chief Malta, when I received the email I was being selected for Recruit Class Commander, I had a whirlwind of emotions, some good, some bad. After having time to settle on it, after much discussion with my family, I realized the opportunity I had before me. This was my chance to have a lasting impact on the next generation of Frederick County Fire Rescue. Having, in my opinion, one of the most respected individuals in our department select me to take on this task came with an overwhelming sense of pride. Knowing it was now my opportunity to pass down knowledge, tradition, and the determination it takes to be a Frederick County firefighter. For this, Chief Malta, I thank you, sir. Captain Winters, when I reported to the training academy in December, there was an extremely overwhelming amount of work we had to do. But with your guidance, you kept us on task and organized to accomplish the job at hand. You set expectations for the class commanders and held us to a high standard. For all your help and guidance, I cannot thank you enough, sir. Lieutenant Pressman, when we walked into the office in December, neither of us had any clue what was in front of us. Two of the most opposite characters coming together to start this journey. Over the next several weeks, we spent every day preparing for the challenging times ahead. Little did I know the bond that was forming. Working hand in hand with you, at times, maybe two people doing one person job, has been an experience I never thought would be so enjoyable. Over the next 7 months, we formed a bond no one will ever be able to take away from us. I not only gained a great friendship with someone I truly believe to be family. There is no one I would rather have shared this journey with. Thanks, little buddy. To my family, my sons Will and Jack. Since May 2016, I've spent the majority of the time trying to set the best example for you, teaching you habits like doing the right thing, and most importantly, believing in yourself. Every night coming home, I would get the same two questions. First, how was your day, Dad? Which was always followed up by, did you yell at the recruits again today? Thank you for always brightening my day. I love you, boys. To my wife, Emily, when I got the email stating I would be the next class commander, I started to go into panic mode. How will this work with our schedules? They don't line up, and so on. You stopped me from spiraling, and as you have always done, looked me in the eyes and said, we will make this work. You talked about the opportunity that I had in front of me, and that not everyone gets a chance to be a class commander. As you have done for the last 16 years, you have been my guiding light, my compass, always putting me on the right path and believing in me. Thank you. I love you. The only thing that I would change about today is that one of my greatest mentors could not be present. The late Battalion Chief Josh Laird. He taught me things like doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, keeping a positive outlook on any situation no matter how bad it is, and most importantly, taking care of the people around you. He was the first phone call I received when I was promoted to lieutenant. He congratulated me and in the same breath told me he hoped that all my firefighters would be a pain in the butt just like I was for him. He gave me my favorite nickname, the Ox. He gave me that name because he told me that I was a hard worker and reliable, someone people could count on, even though he turned around and told everyone else that it was because I was as dumb as an ox. I love you, sir, and I miss you, brother. All right. To the members of Recruit Class 39. One advantage I had throughout the process was my experience of being a parent. I went from 2 kids to 28. On January 13th, I remember sitting in the hallway, nervous, not knowing what was going to happen on the other side of the door. Then I thought back to the one thing every recruit class commander before me told me. Remember, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. 0800 hit, and we were off. Over the next weeks, I quickly put my parenting skills to work. From cleaning up the slip and slide in the hallway day 1, having to stop arguments from the impromptu fight clubs, cutting back on the smoking and joking, not authorized, and my personal favorite, reminding when it is 10 degrees outside, you need to wear a jacket. Through these hardships, we had triumphant returns, even some sort of mania that swept the halls of the training academy. From the beginning, Chief Malta said it best. The standard is the standard, and it is not negotiable. Throughout the academy, you heard things such as give 100% of the time, never quit, trust the process, and the most important, love each other. As I laid my expectations out to the class, I told you we would not only set the bar, but raise the bar each and every day, pushing each other through hard work and dedication to get better at every aspect of the academy. You not only set the standard and the bar for yourselves, but for future recruit classes to come. As months went by, I had a front row seat to watch 28 individuals walk into the academy now having 23 members of the RC39 family graduating this evening. Being tested mentally, emotionally, and physically, you forged a bond that so few get to experience. Much like family does, you may get mad and bicker with each other, but at the end of the day, you help, love, and take care of one another. Your class motto became "No excuses, play like a champion." This will now hang on a plaque and on your class flag in the halls of the training academy. This will be a constant reminder to all who see it, a message that should ring true for every firefighter. No matter the situation, no matter the circumstances, no matter how bad the odds are stacked against us, we will not quit, we will not give up until the job is done. As I have spoken many words already, I cannot begin to explain the sense of pride and honor I have standing on this stage this evening. Being the recruit class commander of Recruit Class 39 has been one of the greatest moments I've had in my 18-year career. For your hard work, dedication, accountability, and ambition, I thank you, members of RC39. To all graduating recruits, remember the values and the traditions that have been taught to you in the last 28 weeks. They have been passed down through generations of the fire service, which you will have the opportunity to pass down as well. Always help those in need. You will be the light on someone's darkest day, so make sure you shine bright. Always take care of each other. I would like to officially welcome you to the Frederick County Fire Rescue family, now 600 plus strong. No matter how you feel about your family, you should always have their back and support them through good times and bad. Lastly, I leave you with these 4 words to get you through the next 25 years. Stay humble, stay hungry. While you get to pin this badge on your chest this evening, it is your symbol of all the hard work and sacrifice you went through to get to this moment here tonight. This is only the beginning, the start of a 25-year journey that will have the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Those 4 words will get you through each and every day. No matter how hard you work, how great the accomplishments are, there is always room for improvement. Continue to push yourselves and get better every chance that you get. When times get tough, you feel you can't move forward anymore, remember, no excuses. Play like a champion. It is my honor to introduce you to the valedictorian of RC39, Zachary Fletcher.
Good evening, family and friends of RC38 and 39. On the behalf of RC39, I would like to thank Chief Coe, Battalion Chief Malta, Captain Winters, Lieutenant Love, the PT staff, and all the members of Frederick County DFRS who have helped us through the academy. Tonight is not just the end of our 28-week journey through the Fire Academy. It is the beginning of a life defined by service, sacrifice, and strength. Over these months, we've been tested physically, mentally, and emotionally. We've been forged through hard work and perseverance into something greater than ourselves, into a brotherhood and sisterhood of service. Lieutenant Love and our instructors have spent these past months preparing us for this exact moment. They've done more than just teach us how to pull a hose or force a door. They give us the skills, the knowledge, and the mindset to be firefighters and EMTs, to wear the badge with purpose and pride, and for that, we thank you. But as I've come to understand during this time, graduating the academy doesn't give us the right to serve. There is no law, no requirement saying that we must put our lives on the line for strangers. We're here because we asked for the privilege to serve. We chose this life. We've asked for the privilege to stand on the front lines, to face chaos and fear, and to tell the people of Frederick County that on their worst day, we will be there. We will be their calm in the storm, their lifeline, their hope. That is the privilege we have requested, to say we are Frederick County firefighters, to promise that we will give 100% of the time. But that privilege comes with the weight of trust. When we walk out of here tonight, we'll carry with us the public's trust. Not because we earned it yet, but because it has already been earned by those who came before us. That trust has been paid for in blood, sweat, and tears. A trust so deep that a mother will freely give you her child, knowing that you protect that child with your life. It's the reason people open their doors to us in their most vulnerable moments, believing, knowing we are there to help. This trust also exists between us, between brothers and sisters in this calling. It says, in the worst fire of your life, I'll be right beside you, and I will not leave you behind. The privilege of this badge also demands honor. We must honor the traditions of the fire service, traditions built by those who never sought glory, only the chance to help their fellow man. We must carry their legacy forward with humility, dignity, and duty. And finally, it demands loyalty. Not just to the public, not just to the patch we wear, but to each other. The test of your loyalty will not come during the good times. It will not come when you expect it. It will come when things are at their worst. When everything goes wrong and the pressure mounts, that's when we look around and say, we will not be defeated, we will not turn on each other, and if you come for one of us, you come for all of us. That's the bond we built here, and that's the oath we carry forward. And to my fellow recruits, now my brothers and sisters, congratulations. This is our moment, but more importantly, this is our responsibility. Remember to always stay hungry and stay humble. Let's go forward with courage, humility, and the promise that we'll never stop earning the privilege we've been given. Thank you everyone who attended tonight and supported us on this journey. On with this, our class motto that each and every one of us has embodied the past 28 weeks, and we'll continue to live by for the rest of our careers. RC 39, on your feet. No excuses.
At this time, we will have the badge pinning portion of the ceremony for Recruit Class 39. Recruit Class Training Coordinator, please prepare Recruit Class 39 for presentation. For those of you who will be pinning badges for Recruit Class 39, please proceed to my right, your left, at the auditorium where Firefighter Joy is standing. Once again, family and friends, you are welcome to come to the front to take pictures. Please hold your applause until after the members of Recruit Class 39 have been sworn in. John Arisman. Andrew Bowser. Stephen Boyce. Benjamin Daniels. Matthew Ferry. Zachary Fletcher. Zachary Harris. Van Holson. Cameron Hopman. Ian Kitty. Gavin King. Julian Lee Lopez. Summer Leffler Booth. Tyler McCarthy. Austin McCauley. Cameron Mingy. Jeremy Neese. Rainan Perlman. Paul Salisbury. James Seeley. Samuel Swift. Dylan Welsh. Just as a quick side note, if anybody didn't pick up on it, we switched mics, and it's way louder. I apologize. But that concludes the Recruit Class 39 graduates. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. At this time, the Battalion Chief of Training, Battalion Chief Malta, will now present the Zachary T.A. Paris Heart of the Lion Award. This award was created in memory of firefighter Zachary Paris of Recruit Class 32, who died in the line of duty on December 7th, 2022, while operating at a house fire in his hometown of New Tripoli, Pennsylvania. The Heart of the Lion is awarded to the recruit who unequivocally demonstrates an abundance of motivation, strong will, determination, and a never-quit attitude, and gives an all-out effort to make it happen. Neither one of these probationary firefighters are aware that they're going to get this until just now, so it'll be very exciting. Recruit Class 38's recipient is probationary firefighter Yusuf Noor. Recruit Class 39's recipient is probationary firefighter Summer Leffler Booth. Let's give them another round of applause. I would now like to call forward members of Recruit Class 38 and 39 to retire their guidons. The guidon is a time-honored tradition since the early days of warfare. They were used to alert the commanding general to the disposition of subordinate units. The guidon is a great source of pride for the unit. Throughout the years, several traditions have developed around it. Should it be dropped or come into contact with the ground, the guidon bearer or unit would be punished in the form of having to do various extra exercises. It is fiercely guarded in order to prevent other units from taking it. While in training, the recruit class commander may choose to roll up the guidon to hide its identity of the unit due to substandard or embarrassing performance. The guidon is left that way until the unit's performance has improved. I would now like to introduce the Honorable Miss Sandra Dalton, Clerk of the Circuit Court of Frederick County, and her Chief Deputy, Gloria Lewis, to perform the swearing-in ceremony.
You'll have to accept me. Gloria's not here.
Oh, that's fine. Just be careful, it's very touchy.
I'm not touching it. Tell me the microphone's touchy. I'm not touching it. Good evening, everyone. Would the recruit classes be brought to order and present on the stage, please? Wonderful, thank you. Just please don't walk off the edge of the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, after everything they've been through, this will be the culmination and the oath of office that they will take, and it's always my privilege to be able to give that oath. Recruits, may I ask you to please raise your right hands. As I told you earlier, one by one, I'm going to ask you to state your name, and then at the end, I'm going to ask you if you accept this oath. I will say the rest. Okay. Excuse me. I know we're going to start at the top. Is that Mr. Lawler? Were you the first on this? How about I start to my left? Sir, will you please, I state your name.
Nathaniel Ward. Daniel Sweat. James Healy. Paul Salisbury. Raymond Goldman. Gary Lee. Austin McCollum. Tyler McCarthy. Summer Booth. Gary King. Keith King. Cameron Hopkins. Van Holzen. Dr. Harris. Andrew Levin. Matthew Perez. Van Daniel. Stephen Boyce. Don Harris.
Sir, Mr.
John
Woodward.
Woodward. Jace Wilhelm. Matthew Tagoe. Brent Allen. Michael Fogelcamp. Michael Fiddlesburg. Gavin Fitzler. Andrew Rutherford. Ethan Reimer. Yusuf Noor. John McNiff. John Gibson. Xavier Fuller. Brandon Kinsart. Matthew Harris. Destiny Conley. Luke Carey. Andrew Baldwin. Jeremy Romer.
I do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland and support the Constitution and laws thereof, and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment, diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of Frederick County Department of Fire Rescue Services for Frederick County according to the Constitution and laws of this state, and that I will familiarize myself with and be obedient to the rules and regulations and operational procedures of the Frederick County Department of Fire Rescue Services, and faithfully serve Frederick County in the discharge of my duties to the best of my knowledge and ability. If you accept this oath, please respond one at a time with "I do." Recruits, you may lower your right hand. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you our new firefighters for Frederick County, Maryland. A lot of energy out there tonight. It's all yours.
You may be seated. Now, if I could please ask the guests on stage to grab their belongings and move down to the front rows of the audience for the presentation of the recruit class videos, and then for the remainder of the ceremony. The first video we'll view is Recruit Class 38's video.
Ooh, yeah!
All right, just another side note. We apparently lost control of the lights. So it's going to be kind of dark up here, but we're going to make it work. In closing, we'd like to have Chief Coe come to the podium to give some guidance to the members of Recruit Class 38 and 39 before they start their first shifts.
You don't need to see me, but I need to see what I'm going to say. All right. Members of Recruit Class 38 and 39, honored guests, family, and friends, thank you for joining us this evening in celebration of the graduation and accomplishments of the Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services 38th and 39th Recruit Class. Let me begin this evening by sharing my gratitude to Mr. John Peterson, our Chief Administrative Officer, for his words of encouragement tonight on behalf of our County Executive. I would also like to thank our County Executive, Jessica Fitzwater, for her continued support of our Fire and Rescue Service. Our County Executive and County Council continue to be very strong supporters of our Fire and Rescue Service, and for that, we are incredibly appreciative. I'd like to thank Chief Frank Lieb for joining us and sharing his motivational message with the graduates. And share our appreciation with the Clerk of Court, Sandra Dalton, for administering the oath of office to our graduates. Thanks also goes to Sierra Howe, Battalion Chief Doug Wallach, the Frederick County Honor Guard, and Montgomery County Pipes and Drums for assisting us in tonight's ceremony. A final thanks to Frederick County Video Services team who's recording tonight's events, as well as the media team from Montgomery County Fire and Rescue who's capturing tonight's events through photography. To the members of Recruit Class 38 and 39, let me add my congratulations on your graduation. Today is the culmination of a long process. More than a year ago, you began a competitive process against hundreds of applicants to be standing where you are today as a Frederick County firefighter. Today, I am proud to say to each of you, you did it. The last 28 weeks have been challenging, but throughout your career, you will reflect on your academy time and consider it to be a highlight of your career. The bonds that you have forged with your classmates over the last 7 months are strong and will absolutely last a lifetime. But as was said earlier this evening, your journey is just beginning. Your field training will prove to be just as challenging as your time at the Recruit Academy. On your first day of recruit training, I shared a number of expectations that you must live up to in order to be a Frederick County firefighter. Tonight, as you move into the next phase of your career, into your station assignments, I want you to remember this. The last 28 weeks have been all about you, making sure you were trained, making sure that you had the skill sets down, making sure that you are ready to become a Frederick County firefighter. Recruit Classes 38 and 39, I have watched you for the last 7 months, and I had the opportunity to work beside you last Friday night at night operations. And I can confidently say, with no hesitation, that you are ready. But starting tonight, and for the rest of your fire service career, it's all about them. When I say them, I'm referring to every person we serve, every person who calls 911 on their worst day, every person who lays unconscious in a smoke-filled hallway, every person that lays pulseless in their bed. Everything you do from here on out is about them. From the time you step into the fire station, all of your actions are about them. Checking your equipment and apparatus, physical training, in-station drills, decisions made on the emergency scene, all about them. Whenever you're caught in a tough decision and unsure what the right answer may be, and you will find those times, but rest assured you can never go wrong if you make that decision based on what is best for them. Training, education, and preparedness doesn't stop today. It continues for the rest of your long career. Make sure you are always doing everything you can to better prepare yourself mentally, physically, and technically to help our citizens. Make sure you're ready to make that difference. Your job is to treat them nice. Take care of them just as you would expect someone to care for a member of your family. Recruit Class 38 and 39, I know you will be competent, compassionate, and professional without fail. I want you to remember that our citizens don't get a choice who shows up on their doorstep when they call 911. When someone in Frederick County calls 911, Frederick County Fire and Rescue responds. And beginning tomorrow, they're going to get you. Now let me turn to your loved ones who have joined us tonight and acknowledge the love and support that they have provided to our recruits over the last 7 months. It certainly hasn't been easy as your recruit has returned home from the academy tired, sore, and dirty. Pushing through the door looking for something to eat and some time to study. The support you provided your loved one has been critical to their success at the training academy. Recruit Class 38 and 39, please join me in thanking your family and friends for all the support they have provided you. Frederick County has a premier training staff, one that I would put against any other fire department in the nation. This group's commitment to training and education, both for recruit and incumbent firefighters, is simply amazing. Battalion Chief Frank Malta, Captain Dan Winters, Captain Ann Jonikin, Training Coordinator Ben Harris, and the cadre of instructors and peer fitness trainers, thank you for managing an outstanding recruit training program. Lieutenant Cameron Pressman and Lieutenant Ozzie Love, would you please stand? Lieutenants Pressman and Love have been assigned to the Training Academy to serve as the recruit class commanders. Lieutenant Pressman for Recruit Class 38 and Lieutenant Love for Recruit Class 39. These two have been directly responsible for the day-to-day management and supervision, as well as the training of their respective classes. Through their dedication, commitment, and leadership, both Recruit Classes 38 and 39 have thrived, achieving high academic marks and outstanding performance on the drill ground. Lieutenant Pressman and Love have pushed the members of their recruit classes far beyond what they believed they could accomplish individually. As you've heard tonight, Lieutenant Pressman is known to his class as Dear Old Dad. Little did you know on family night back in January how hard it was for him not to smile when he looked at you. When asked, Recruit Class 38 used the following words to describe him: kind-hearted, passionate, respect, and patient. Lieutenant Love is known to his class as Ox, or Papa Bear. And when asked, Recruit Class 39 used the following words to describe him: commanding presence, authentic leader, inspirational, authentic. Like the recruits, Lieutenant Pressman has completed his assignment at the Training Academy and will be rotating back to a fire station assignment with the graduation of his class. Lieutenant Love, however, is elected to stay at the Training Academy and will be transitioning to the role of in-service training coordinator. Members of Recruit Class 38 and 39, please join me in thanking Lieutenants Pressman and Love for their tireless efforts ensuring the success of your training program. It's now the moment you've all been waiting for. Lieutenant Pressman and Love, please bring recruit class 38 and 39 to attention for orders. Recruit class 38 and 39, in accordance with General Order 25-027, your assignment at the Fire Rescue Training Academy is complete. You are hereby graduated from recruit training, promoted to Firefighter 1, and transferred to your respective station assignments. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Frederick County's newest firefighters. Recruit class 38 and 39, congratulations on a job well done. I cannot wait to see you out on the street serving our citizens of Frederick County. You may be seated.
Thank you, Chief Coe, for those wonderful remarks. At this time, I would like to invite Honor Guard Chaplain Battalion Chief Wallach for the benediction. Would you please rise?
Tonight, we have celebrated the accomplishment of the successful completion of the Fire Academy. Tomorrow, some of you will start your first shifts in the firehouse. I remember the nervousness and anticipation of these moments. Your first shift, your first call, the firsts of many things in this profession. Cherish these moments and embrace them with open arms and a positive energy to continue to always learn. I know that you will find your second family here and this calling of service to others. I believe the family, the brother and sisterhood of the fire service is strong. I welcome you to that family. Be proud to wear your uniform every day. One day will be the last day you get to wear it, because 25 years will go by faster than you think. Let us pray. May God watch over you and protect you always. May the Lord bless you and your families. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for attending tonight's event and supporting our organization. This concludes our ceremonies. Please drive safe, and thank you again for coming. And one more last round of applause for RC 3839.